Yeah, I'm really excited. Okay.
Okay, so we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live stream. I'm really very excited tonight to welcome Chokochi to the stream. Am I allowed to say your real name?
You can say my real name if you like. I don't mind. Chokochi kind of just stuck. So, yeah, either one is fine.
Okay, well, Chokochi, aka Jess, who I have to admit I haven't been following your channel all that long. It's maybe been a couple weeks. I think we simultaneously sort of subbed to each other.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, so if you can sort of do us the favor of introducing yourself, like when you came to Japan, why you started vlogging, all that sort of stuff, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, my name's Jess. I am 20 years old. I have lived in Sapporo for the past, well, nearly a year now. It's so weird. I came to Japan about a year ago, in March, I would say, the early March. So nearly a year now I've been in Japan. I came here to full-on study Japanese because I want to be a translator or interpreter, so big dreams, but hopefully I can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm definitely sure you can. So how you've been have you been at the language school for the entire time you've been in country then?
Most of the time. I started in about April last year, so around the start of April. I moved in late March, so I kind of went on a holiday before I kind of moved to Sapporo.
Gotcha.
So yeah, from there, then school started in about early March, and then yeah, then school started, and I've been there ever since. So yeah.
Awesome. And how do you find Sapporo in the winter? I mean, it seems like kind of a dumb question, but
It's cold, yeah.
yeah.
But I really like it. So I find that it's not. I actually like the winter, weird enough.
Hmm.
But it's really like once you get used to the cold, then you don't really notice it anymore. I feel so. Yeah, it's really not that much of a problem. I feel like people always come from Tokyo and they say, "Oh my God, it's freezing here." But when you lived here and kind of adjusted slowly to the climate, it's not so bad.
Sure, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I came
Yeah.
from I came from an area that's very typically quite cold and lots of snow, and I've told the story so many times now, but the just before I came to Japan, we had 7 feet, just about a little over 2 meters of snow over the cars. They had to like dig tunnels through the snow through the city to get people out. It was pretty insane.
Whoa,
So
that's crazy.
so uh,
Everyone was okay though.
what's that?
Everyone was okay though with the snow.
Um, I mean, not really. The snow was so heavy that it was like falling through people's roofs and like on top of them while they were sleeping and stuff.
Holy crap.
So I mean, what can you do, right? But yeah,
Yeah, Mother
but at
Nature
least
going crazy.
yeah, and I mean, at least in Sapporo, you have like that delicious like butter ramen.
Butter ramen, what? Where?
Well, not butter ramen so much as like the miso ramen that has like a
Oh,
pat of butter added to it.
oh,
Yeah,
I've never tried that, but I shall search for it and I shall hunt. It is my mission.
yeah, you definitely should check it out because I know some like ex-Sapporoians, I don't know, who moved down here to Hokuriku, which is also quite cold, and they brought that with them, and it's really good for those super
Oh,
cold days. So, but yeah, so let's move on to like the lightning round now. I think for for
okay.
for those of you guys who didn't see the show last week, which is the first time we did this lightning round, I will ask Jess here 5 questions. She has to answer them as fast as possible. Um,
I'm ready.
yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start the music. Hopefully, okay. All right, Jess, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So what's your favorite curse word or expression and why?
Dicks.
Just dicks.
Every time, whenever I'm angry, whenever I'm like annoyed, wherever I've dropped something else, almost any situation I can use dicks. Like, oh, I dropped my phone. Oh, dicks. Or like, I don't know, someone's walking in front of me. Oh, dicks. Someone's being an asshole. Oh, dicks.
So do you just like
It's
it
my
just because it's
language. Yeah.
so like multi-purpose?
Yeah. It's a
Ah,
multi-purpose word, and
gotcha.
yeah. It's
Dicks.
not as like
Mhm.
serious as like saying the F word or like something like that. So even if I kind of say it in front of someone, I can kind of like someone I shouldn't be, like my mom or something like that. I can kind of go, Dixon the other day. Yeah, no.
Okay, well, awesome. Second question. What things do you hate?
One things I don't like slow people walking in front of me when I'm in a rush, particularly like when people line up for the escalator, that kind of irks me a little bit. Lining up for the escalator, why doesn't everyone just walk?
Fair enough. Important question. What side of the escalator do people line up on in Sapporo?
Left side. Same
Left
as
side.
Australia.
Okay, I see. Interesting. See, in the States, nobody lines up on either side. They're just like, screw these people. I'm going to do whatever I want to get fastest up the stairs.
Just kind of like all over the place, hanging off the rails and stuff.
Exactly, which is actually how it is here.
Oh, really?
It's a lawless land of Arctic barbarians. Or something. All right, question number 3.
Australia, but like less Arctic.
Who is the best looking YouTuber and or celebrity?
I like Korean bands, so I like Jonghyun from SHINee.
Okay, awesome. Fantastic. Any runners up you'd like to throw in there?
No.
All right, fair enough. What awful food? What's that?
Maybe all of SHINee, I guess.
Okay, throw all of them in there. Fair enough. All right, and what awful food, as in like junk food or whatever, do you love, even though maybe you shouldn't?
The occasional McDonald's craving.
Fair enough. Do you go for like a Big Mac or what?
No, I usually go for the chicken burgers, so I don't even go for like the really bad burgers. Just yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, and last question of the speed round. What's your musical guilty pleasure?
Oh god, this is so bad. Almost anything with Nicki Minaj. It's weird, but I weirdly love her in a way. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. Nicki Minaj.
Well, all right then. So I will not judge you.
I'm just weird.
I will not
Don't
judge you.
judge.
I'm just thrilled that you didn't say Iggy Azalea, to be quite honest.
Oh really? Sometimes
Yeah.
I listen to Iggy Azalea.
Well, then I'm not judging you there either.
Don't get me wrong. You're touching me. I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed, but so let's before we go on to talking about things we want to talk about tonight, just go through the comments here and say hello to all of the wonderful people who are taking times out of their day to take part in the stream. So from the top, Raz Al Ghul, of course. Hey man, nice to see you. Lucas Musser from the Philippines. Well, I guess he's from America, then from the Philippines. Hello, Lucas. Travis, what is up, you bass-slapping, awesome man person?
Travis, you start all the crazy conversations, don't you? I swear, you are the troublemaker.
Yes.
Travis, the
Yes.
troublemaker.
Yes. We have Sean Bro from Bendigo, Australia. Hello, Sean. What's up, man?
My neck of the woods, nearly.
Is it pretty close by?
It's not that far. I mean, I probably like an hour drive, but I'm down in that state, so.
Oh, okay. Nice. Let's see. Scrolling on. Dude, Jericho, what is up? Of course, dude comes in, and one of the first things he mentions is rim jobs. Dude, nice to see you keep informed. Nicely done. And yes. And Rich Enrichment, what is up, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. I don't know if you were just teasing me about beer, but even if you were, it was nice to dream for a little while, so thank you for that. Keep on going. Nombiri, what is up, man? Nombiri is in Singapore. Good to see you, Nombiri. Spouting out some Japanese as always. Excellent. And we are almost caught up. Lisa Sometimes. Hey, everybody, it is Lisa Sometimes' birthday today, so be sure to wish her a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yes, there it is. And Moo Juice, who is Tess, you said her name is?
Yeah, Tess, her name's Tess.
Friend of Jess, whose name is Tess.
We're confused a lot. Our teachers sometimes give us the wrong pieces of paper and stuff, yeah. Or call us Jess and Tess and swap our names around and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Are you guys inseparable? Are you like R2-D2 and C-3PO?
We're pretty much conjoined at the hip. I'm surprised she was able to detach and go back to her room to watch this live stream, but she's supporting from her room.
Well, thank you for joining, Tess. See, there, I did it. And of course, Maguro Katsuo. Hello, nice to see you in the stream. First time joiner. I assume you're probably here for the wonderful Chokochi. So,
He is a lovely viewer. Always comments on my videos. どうもありがとうございます.
Bam, bam, bam. Awesome times. All right, so you mentioned that you came over to Japan to start at a language school where you've been since you came over, right? So
Hmm.
can you tell like the other Aussies in the chat and just I guess in general like what that process was like for you to get your student visa and to transition?
Um, well, to get my student visa, it really wasn't that difficult. It was kind of like, because it's a language school, it's not like I needed any particular requirements or anything like that. So I didn't, when I did study in Australia for 1 year, I took an N4 test, which I should have taken an N3 test, so I could have entered university possibly, wherever I
Ah,
wanted to. But most places ask for N2 anyway. So I needed an N3 or an N2, and I could have possibly entered university, but I didn't have that, so I decided to go to a language school, and I thought, okay, after that I'll enter university.
right.
Um, and so essentially with language schools, it's kind of like, so long as you can pay the fees, well, you can get the visa. And that's at least how it worked for my school. I don't know, I can't speak for all schools, but with my school, they pretty much just said, if you can pay the fees and make sure that you can live with enough expenses, you have enough, like your parents supporting you, or you have enough savings, they said, yes, you can get the visa and we'll send it out to you as soon as we can. And so it
Ah,
really
okay,
wasn't
okay.
that difficult. Yeah.
I see. And
Hmm.
I mean, you said you're only 20, right?
I'm 20, yeah. I'm
So
turning 21 soon. I'm getting
mm,
old.
you're getting old. I'm a bit more advanced in years than you. I can guarantee you that, but
You can't look it.
we
I
don't
can
need
get
to get into that.
You don't look old at all.
Yes, we'll just ignore that fact. But so I mean, what is ahead for you? I mean, are you planning on college then, which is
I
something you mentioned, or?
Yes, I will probably. I wanted to go to university in Japan, but unfortunately, they don't really do anything in the whole Japanese, like as a major sort of degree here, unless you do like one of those kind of from the basic to a kind of just sort of able to speak Japanese, which is what most foreigners come over here to do when they go to university. So I didn't really I didn't really like find any interesting courses that were going to take me to a more advanced level than I kind of already am.
Sure.
So I will probably have to go back to my home country and go back to Australia and do university there. But yeah, I'm still not sure. And they didn't like in Japan as well. I looked also for Senmon Gakko, like a technical school,
Yeah.
and they didn't have anything with translating or interpreting for foreigners. Sorry, apparently you have the nipples of a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I just read that myself, which I guess is a
Goodness.
compliment,
Let's hope so.
I guess.
Um, I kind of searched around for different technical schools and things where I could do translating and interpreting as my major, but they didn't really have that for foreigners either, only for Japanese people.
Yeah.
So if I want
Hmm.
to do that, I have to go back to Australia and do it, which is looking like my only option at the moment.
Right. Well, I know when we talked earlier I said that we were going to get into it last, but I feel like I mean, so
We can always
what
say if you don't want to bring it up right now.
I mean we could dog ear it I guess, but I mean it feels like it'd be good to flow into it. I mean,
Yeah,
so what
either way.
what I mean, what does that look like for you then? I mean obviously the best case scenario would be like you could stay here and still accomplish that goal, right? But I mean, what are the challenges for you to sort of transition back? I mean, like as far as like relationships go and professionally and educationally and blah blah blah.
I think my biggest concern, sorry, is going back and then having no chance to speak Japanese, which I think I will because I feel like I'm from Melbourne, so Melbourne has a lot of like Japanese little circles and clubs, sort of clubs that you can go. Like I know there's a place called a group called Kotodama, and every Saturday night at I don't know what time they all go to this one billiards bar and play pool and speak Japanese and English, and there's lots of Japanese people there, there's lots of Australians there, and everyone just like sort of has a bit of a language exchange. And yeah, so I feel like there's not no hope, but it's kind of a bit. I want to say bimyo. It's like it's a little bit like I don't know how to say that in English. Um, it's not. I'm not sure how to. I can't describe it. Oh my God, my English.
You were,
I'm,
yeah, wow. Um,
yeah,
I
it's sort of
mean,
like a. Yeah, I'm in between a rock and a hard place, if you know what I mean.
right. I mean, I guess it's kind of a paradigm shift, for like from you going to be able to just you finding
Yeah, yeah,
opportunities whenever.
yeah. Like I
Yeah.
could just go to the shops, and if I really wanted to, just say arigato gozaimasu, and that's really it.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I find that even here I'm practicing a lot more than I was towards the end than through the middle of my sort of stay here. And I don't know why that is, but I guess like a lot of my friends have become busy and not being able to speak English, or and so they want to speak Japanese to me because they're using Japanese in university a lot or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they feel kind of nervous about using English, and so they're like, talk Japanese to me. I don't want to speak English today.
Ah. Right. Okay. Ah. That's interesting.
Yeah. So apart from that, really moving is like after you've lived in one city for a year of your stay, like I feel like it's kind of become, because I've never lived on my own before,
Right.
so it's kind of become like my city in a way. Like I feel at home here and I know where things are, and if I want to go somewhere I can just kind of waddle around and find my way. I don't need to
Right.
look at maps anymore, or I mean I did look at a map the other day, but that was just to go to the ward office, which I don't really know where that is. Because yeah, changing your address and things like that is also really important. So I also have to get some of my bigger items that I've accumulated in my room out. So like this bookshelf behind me, this TV that I've got to use to light up my face, and my sofa bed. So it's like a fold-up couch thing. So getting rid of my big rubbish and things like that, that'd probably be the only difficulty, and just, I guess, like, saying goodbye to my friends and my boyfriend is really, really hard, I feel. Being separated.
Yeah. I mean, those are probably the hardest two things, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, like, mentally and sort of emotionally, it's really, I feel like it's really wearing me down, but at the same time, I am looking forward to going home and moving forward. So,
Right. Yeah. 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 Of course.
yeah,
I mean, when.
university, I can start getting better and getting closer to my dream. So
Right. Yeah. Right. Right. I mean, that's true. You gotta. It's kind of the sacrifice, isn't it?
yeah,
So.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, when does that step happen?
Leaving
Yeah. Yeah.
soon, 20 days or something.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, we don't have to talk about that anymore. We don't have to. We can move on to the wonder that is your YouTube channel. Um,
Thank
as I said, I've only been like a subscriber to your channel for, I mean, maybe a couple months now,
you.
something like that. But I mean, there are two things that really stand out for me, and I mean, maybe they're the same thing, but like you seem to embrace like your video like shooting. I don't want to say failures, but like mishaps, because you put out like your like the monthly disgrace or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is, I mean, can you tell everybody like about that and why you decided to put those out?
Uh, that where did that come from? I have a real big love for like bloopers and extras and things like that.
Sure.
And although I wanted to like always kind of put an extras video to after whatever I posted, so if I did something funny or if I did something stupid or made a fool of myself, I wanted to make a separate video for each of those one videos that I made. But then I thought, if I do that, it's going to take so much time and too many uploads, and I'm going to be filling up people's like subscription things with just like very short and very like I feel like they have sort of no point videos, like almost meaningless videos. But when I put it together as like a monthly disgrace, I thought at least I can put all of my stupid moments and my extras into one video, mash it all up for the month. It makes it easier to like tie up loose ends at the end of the month, because you know how some people do like beauty critics and stuff, they do like monthly favorites or something like, I bought this mascara or I bought this like lipstick and it was
Right.
beautiful, and I'm like, I fell over in the snow and I bumped my head, or I got freaking hair dye on my curtain or something like that. And like rounding up the stupid things that I do in 1 month, because I have just so many
Right,
stupid
well,
things.
fair enough though. I think that's pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it says good things about people when they have good bloopers, right? Like
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, when the
Sometimes I
bloopers.
worry that they're not funny.
No, yeah, I mean they're definitely spot on, but I mean like you would have some people, I mean, some people that like their bloopers would just be uh,
Yeah, yeah,
like
kind
that
of
would
just like,
yeah,
hmm.
but I think like the like high quality content produces like high quality bloopers probably, so I think that's probably why those are fantastic videos. So check those out, people. Plug.
Thank you very much. That is very sweet of you.
No, I mean I'm not just how should I say this? That is not in a terrible way. I'm not just tooting your
Uh-oh,
horn.
you're freezing in the...
No, say it. But yeah, no, they're quite good. But like related to that, I think you've actually inspired me because you like embrace like the ridiculousness in a lot of ways too. Like the Kuma Kuma video, of course, is the one that comes to mind.
Oh, good lord.
Um, and to be honest, the thing that I really noticed was the well sculpted buttocks of the bear.
It
And
was meant to be a tail, but I ran with the buttocks.
yeah,
I was gonna do like running animated legs, but then I thought I don't have enough time to animate a bear running, so
right.
I thought I'd just kind of leave it as the weird sort of awkward tail that looks like a butt, and yeah, it kind of just stayed that way.
So what was like the inspiration behind Kuma Kuma?
Um, so my school decided to have a YouTube competition, and they sort of invited everyone to make a video about Sapporo and kind of advertise the school at the end of the video. And I thought, okay, what can I do that's kind of like a little bit strange? And I wanted to kind of mimic Japanese commercials.
Right.
And so I was talking with Tess about it, Mijus, and she helped me think of the Kuma Kuma one, and I told her about my ridiculous idea, the second one I posted, which really isn't funny. And so I was able to work the phrase that we had to say at the end, learning at JLI Sapporo or something like that, and I put the Kuma Kuma one at the start. And yeah, so we kind of during the spring we are warned about bears here, because bears appear in the city.
Right. Okay.
So that's kind of where it started, and like because we were warned not to go out at night, or not to not to go out into the mount, because we're right near Hokkaido Jingu, which is Hokkaido Shrine, which is right near a mountain, and sometimes bears have appeared there. So they say don't go up the mountain at night, or don't go out during the spring, because sometimes there are bears there. And yeah, so that's my friends at school would sometimes say like, oh, I want to see a bear. Like, have you seen a bear yet? Like, I want to see a bear. I thought I saw one on the news the other day, but yeah. And so people were really into like wanting to see bears.
Right.
And,
They've like given you the expectation, right?
yes, and so we never saw a bear, sadly. But the idea of bears like randomly coming out in Sapporo would be a funny idea, I thought. And so Mujus and I kind of like thought of the pudding ad.
Right. Pudding.
That one, the crazy
Yeah.
pudding. And so we thought, what if it was like
get a pudding, right?
And so my neighbors probably hate me after making that video, because I was sitting in Tessa's house screaming, Kuma Kuma!
Oh boy.
And Tessa's like, no, do it more high-pitched, and she was like cheering me on. But yeah, so really, that's kind of where it came from. It was kind of like Tess and I's sort of crazy mix of chemistry and crazy ideas.
Right, I got you. It's always good to find your partner in insanity, isn't it?
Tess is definitely my soulmate, man. She's my soulmate.
I think actually you're talking about like yelling Kuma Kuma and annoying your neighbors. I was sitting on a toilet yesterday, filming my latest thing, just screaming Mendokse as loud as I could,
Oh, really?
which was which was half like an homage to Ikebukuro Westgate Park and half like it was just really fitting, and I didn't feel like I could hear it right, so that was the thing. I just kept screaming it, and then finally I came out of my apartment and my neighbor is standing out there on like the little terrace area there, the walkway, smoking, and he's like, just looks at me like, "What the hell, man?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I make YouTube videos. I'm sorry if that was loud." And he's just like, "Oh, you know," keeps on
Yeah.
smoking. So I don't think I've made a friend out of him.
Yeah, probably not. I don't
Yeah,
really know any of my neighbors, and so I've only really ever seen them once and said konnichiwa or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
So really only just like a greeting, and I've never really spoken to them ever. So like imagine them hearing me screaming bears and like giant bears and stuff in Japanese. They must think I'm insane.
Which is okay,
Not
right?
that I'm not insane, because I
Right.
probably
Now, are you in like are you in a mansion or are you in like dormitories for your school?
I am in a mansion. I'm in
Ah,
one of those like, one-room, sort of very small apartments. So, like, you're probably seeing about half of my room right now.
oh boy, so it's just sort of everything's sort of in the one area.
Things in here. It feels like a bedroom with a kitchen and a fridge. So
Okay,
it's kind
so
of like ideal life for a teenager.
it's like one of those like travel like working hotel type things where you have a kitchenette.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like it is a bit like that. My kitchen, I won't show you that because it's dirty, is not really that big. It's really only like a few shelves, yeah, a few like tabletops and stuff like that. And then just, I've only got one little stove, gas stove thing. So it's very small, but I mean, I'm the only one living here, so it's enough for me, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair
Hmm.
enough. So your channel didn't start out like in the way it is now, right? Like it started as a cosplay channel.
Yes.
So I mean, have you done much cosplay since you've been in Japan at all, or?
Because I didn't bring my sewing machine. So I I had to sell my sewing machine so that I could get here. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one when I get back, or a used one, or something like that. But yeah, I haven't really done it here at all, and I wanted to, but dressing up as a cat isn't cosplay. I dressed up as a cat for Halloween, but that's really about it. I made a tail out of like a sock, and yeah, that was about it.
I see.
Stuff like paper in a sock, and yeah, that was about it.
Did you? So is that something you're looking forward to getting back into then when you get back to Oz?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, I kind of towards my before I came to Japan in the year where I studied Japanese for 1 year before I came here,
Okay.
and so during that year, it was sort of an intense course, and intensive course. Sorry, it was an intensive course, so it was really short. We did about my teacher said 4 years of work in one, so we did a lot, and I had a lot to focus on, so I kind of didn't do much that year, so I kind of started fading out of it, but recently I've still been following like cosplay blogs and stuff like that, so I feel like I am eager to get back and try that again.
I see. Is there a character who like you've always wanted to play who's like who you're going to use to get back into it, or someone that you know, like the person on the shelf who just you haven't been able to try yet?
Uh, uh, mm, I wouldn't say, not really like I haven't been able to try, but more like I tried this character once, Saber from Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, all that sort of line of Type Moon sort of franchise. I don't know if you know her, but she's really cool, and I always like looked up to her as like a really strong like female figure.
Sure.
And so I did her costume once, and I didn't do it as well as I'd hoped. So I'd love to remake that. I threw it all out because I was so disappointed in it. I saw it
Wow.
one more time, and I was like, I just once I get like tired of my work, I'm like, get it out of my face.
Right, and then you
So
lit it on fire. You lit it on fire.
I burned it, and yes. So I want to try that again one day, and yeah, and kind of like put all of my all of my soul into that costume because
Mm.
a lot of my friends, I got really good response from my friends, and my friends were like, "Oh my God, you look amazing! Like I can't see anyone else as her but you now." And I was like, "Oh God, no, no, don't put me up to this. It's not good enough." So I want to try that again and make her like battle dress again because that was really fun. It was my first time making armor too, but next time I think I'll make it out of something better than PVA foam. It's like that,
Mm.
yeah, really soft foamy stuff that just bends and doesn't look good.
No, I'm always sort of amazed by cosplayers how much first like the talent. Like I saw a FemShep cosplay earlier
Hmm.
today that was just like, you could compare it to like Hollywood level sci-fi movie costumes, and the cosplayer costume is almost always better. There's like attention to detail that comes with fandom, I think, that you don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You,
agree.
and so I mean, I guess just because you've been inside like that community, I mean, how many hours are people putting into these costumes and money and blood, sweat, and tears and all that? Like how big of a process is it?
My process is probably a little bit different from everyone else's, though. I imagine a lot of cosplayers have the same problem of the last night rush, where it's like you kind of go, okay, I've bought my materials about 2 months beforehand, but I'm not going to start until 1 month beforehand, and oh crap, I have to make this. Oh, I've never made this before. How do I do this? And then, yeah, I kind of like get to the last day, and I'm like crying over my sewing machine, going, I'm never going to finish it.
So you just spend
Um,
like a marathon 48 hours.
Essentially, like the last week is generally my marathon week where I'm sewing every day, but I tried to get out of that habit, and as much as like I tried, I still had really bad, I did a cosplay of Ukura Shifa from in his final form, so
Mhm.
I did it, I did a man cosplay, judge me,
No judging. You gender bend all you want.
gender bended, but it was like fairly easy. He has like these big like bat-like wings, and so I made the wings pretty early, and they weren't too bad apart from the crazy wind um, that happened on the day. So my wings kind of like went back and started moving around as freely as they wanted to. So, but that wasn't too bad. So essentially, like it was really easy to put together, but I just kind of left everything to last minute, and even just going to the convention, like once I arrived at the convention, I then decided to put these, oh, how big were they? They would have been about 40 centimeter, 30 centimeter long, even longer, maybe. Yeah, 40 centimeter long, like horns on top of my head.
How was that?
It was crazy. I had wire around my head under my wig, and then I had two bits of like wire sticking up on either side. So when I put the horns on, they wouldn't twist around. But yes, it was. I kind of had to. I ended up having to stab the wire through the horn so that they wouldn't come off or move so much. But it worked. I mean, I still had to get up on stage in the cosplay competition, and I didn't win anything, but it was super fun. I really enjoyed it.
That's the thing about that community though. I feel like they embrace that as the point. I mean, again, I'm outside looking in,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Of
I
course.
now I
You put your heart and soul into it. You do root for the other people who have like put their heart and soul into their costume as well. And like I remember when I went there, I saw a bunch of really really good cosplayers too, and I was like, they're gonna win, but like they did so well.
right, yeah, yeah. No,
Mm.
I have thought about getting into cosplaying on multiple occasions just because I mean I'm a fan of. I mean, I'm a fan of so many of the things that cosplayers are a fan of course, but like I've always been sort of scared away by because I can't sew. I mean, I can sew enough to like fix my pants, but I can't like make a costume.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, I also believe like if I were going to cosplay, I shouldn't just like buy a costume because I feel somehow that's like cheating and dirty. But I would be
I
interested to
feel
hear what
the
you
same
have to say
way.
about that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't I don't think that I don't judge the people who buy them, but I don't choose to do it myself. That's the only like feeling that I have towards it. I would rather make it myself, but I don't hold any reservations or bad feelings towards those people who do.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I was wondering if there wasn't like if there was some sort of like reaction within the cosplaying community to like when you see like a pre-made costume, there's just like fuck that person or whatever, you know?
Not really. It's not like fuck that person. It's more like, oh god, they couldn't sew, they couldn't like make their costume sort of feeling, and I kind of like, I really don't like that. I mean, if you can't sew but still want to portray that character and you want to do other things like maybe make props, then I understand. It's like, okay, cool, that's your thing, to do your thing.
Sure,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like the only place we should draw a line is where like they're entered in cosplay competitions, and I feel like that's kind of like, okay, they didn't put any effort into that. Although they're trying to portray the character, that's good and all, but I feel like you should do that as your hobby rather than entering in a competition.
Right. I mean, it's like entering like a baking competition with like a Sandra Lee pie from like the freezer section, right? Like it's just
Yeah,
it's kind of a
even like one of those like make and bake like mixed freaking cake sets.
right.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, no, I can agree. But I mean, it's cool to see like I think it's always very tempting when people how should I say? Like when people are doing something different than you or they like something different to sort of take a more negative stance on it. So I mean, it's really cool to see like you're a lot more positive about it, I think, than a lot of people would be.
I feel like it's because I don't get so involved. I mean, when I was cosplaying, I got involved in the community and I met friends and things like that. But the people who get really involved in the community, I feel, are the ones who have that sort of reaction the most. That's just kind of my feeling. I like, yeah, I don't know,
Right,
because
okay, I
I'm
gotcha.
thinking it myself, so I feel like I can stand back and go, okay, they bought their costume, but that doesn't concern me, so I don't judge. Like that's what they want to do, so that's
Right, right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really do anything
oh
to you,
oh
right? Like
yeah
you're
yeah yeah.
still,
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm not that person, so if that person wants to do that, they can do that. That's their thing. I'll let them roll with it.
Look at this positivity, people, on the
Positive.
stream right now. We need positivity like this all the time.
Uh,
Not to say people before have been negative. I'm not ragging on them, but anyway,
happens though. There are
yeah.
negative people, so.
So I mean, when you go home or go back to Australia, probably a
Hmm.
better way to put it. And I'm sorry to bring it up again. I mean, what does that look like for your channel? I mean, will it return to something with more cosplay, or will it? I mean, will you keep making videos? I mean, what
I
happens?
I think if I do start cosplaying again, there will be the occasional like cosplay video. Oh, I went to this convention sort of thing,
Mm,
but nothing like what I was trying to do before, which was get more into like tutorials and tips and things like that, which I really is something I don't want to delve into because I'm not a professional. And even when I did cosplay, I didn't use professional means. I mean, when I started cosplaying, I literally made my skirt out of a curtain, and I used my school jacket and my school shirt, and that was really it. Like I made a skirt, and a tie out of a curtain, and my mom helped me sew it. So from there, I pretty much started with almost no really yeah, no experience in sewing other than what I learned a little bit in school. And so when I finally got a machine myself, I started off hand sewing, and then once I got a machine, I started using a machine and just playing by ear and going, oh, what does this button do? Like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
mm. So, I mean, I guess I mean I don't want to belabor the point, but um, so I mean, there will be some of that is what I hear you saying. But I mean, what about
Yeah,
like
pretty
the? I mean, will you switch to?
Japan related stuff.
Yeah, I mean, will you still do Japan related stuff, or will you switch to like
Yeah,
this is me in Australia pursuing getting back to Japan through the degree, or
let me think. Hmm.
Chinman,
um,
Chinman. I mean, obviously,
and my
if you don't have
will
an
be
answer, that's fine.
No, 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 I do. I've been thinking about it a lot because, of course, the inevitable idea of going home has, like, made me think about what am I going to do with my channel, and I do want to, because I made a vlog a little while ago about, it was sort of like an update vlog,
Yeah.
about halfway through in September, probably, and so I asked a lot of people, like, what do you want to hear from me? can I help you with? Can I teach you like about getting to Japan or like where you want to study or like however can I help you? What questions do you have for me? And so I got a ton of questions, and I feel like I'm still going to do Japan-related stuff, but more like on the line of vlogs and teaching people things that I can do from home, but
Sure.
still about Japan.
Right, I
That was
gotcha.
my my direction.
Yeah, and I mean, is that something you started thinking about? I mean, when your channel started switching gears from cosplay into Japan stuff?
When
I mean,
I was really inactive when I was doing cosplay stuff because I was too
yeah,
busy
yeah.
with stuff. So
Sure, sure, yeah.
yeah, so because I was so like so inactive and so like unmotivated to make videos and I didn't know what to make, like I was really just doing like the occasional contact lens tutorial or you know, something like, hey, I did this, I went out with my friends or something like that.
Right, right.
We went to this cosplay picnic, yay. And so when I came to Japan, I'd always wanted to vlog from the very start. And when I told Tess about this, she was like, why don't you do it? Just do it. Man up and like start making videos, otherwise you're never gonna do it. You know, make decisions with your life.
Tough love. Tough
She
love.
like bitch slapped the wishy-washy me into like making videos. She gave me a good bitch slap and yeah, so I started like uploading a bit more regularly, and even if it was like once a month or like twice a month even, I started uploading way more than usual, and that's when I started seriously doing my vlogs and stuff. Even though I do have patches where I don't upload for a month because I'm busy or something like that.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that happens, I guess.
Mm. And I I guess what I'm asking, and I'm asking it for a selfish reason, is like I mean I think I started.
Am I not answering your question properly?
No, 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 no. You gave a great answer, but I mean, I think it was something that I thought of before I left for Japan. Like when I first started, was like, okay, well, what happens? Like, is there much point in me doing this? Because what happens when I come home? Because I don't intend on staying here for like my life, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was that something that you thought about too, or that you're thinking about now, now that you're where you are?
That I might not be coming back? You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
I feel like I will inevitably be back sometime, whether it's for work or for study again, so, or just even to see my boyfriend. So I feel like, you know, if all things go well, of course. But I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
fingers crossed, right? Fingers
I will
crossed.
be back, and thank you. And I love Japan and Japanese related things anyway, so like I feel like I would still keep making videos about it, even if it's just like about if I can't exactly talk about Japan or Japanese culture or things that I've experienced, like about learning Japanese and the sort of like, yeah, that experience in learning in another country, like learning in your home country rather than learning directly in Japan,
Right, yeah.
you know, yeah. So I feel like there would still be things to talk about, and it would probably be the only thing that motivates me to make videos, I guess. Because I feel like I couldn't just be like a daily vlogger and just be like, hey, I went out and ate lunch today, and
I don't know
like I
how
feel
those
like
people do it. I don't know how, but they do it.
I just don't get it. Like I see all the daily vloggers and things like that, and I'm like, okay, I watch them sometimes, but at the same time, I'm like, how do you just carry a camera around and be like, hey, I'm going to the shops today, like, yeah, let's go over and see. Hello, this is my room. Hello.
Right. And like the good ones somehow make like the mundane really, really interesting too.
Yeah.
You know, and I
And
mean
they,
I think like obviously like the big one that comes to mind is Sandro no Sekai.
mm,
But I mean I think you also have to have like a really either unique or just awesome in some way personality, and I think that's what does it for her. Is just, she just seems like a really sweet person, right? And you want to watch her and want to watch her succeed in life type thing. So
of course. I feel like, yeah, if you don't have that charisma, like, you really can't get along with daily vlogs. And I
yeah,
feel like I tried to do, like, a Vlogmas, which is ridiculous, because I was like, let's try it. I've never done it before. So I tried to do, like, a Vlogmas, so, like, 5 days along Christmas or whatever.
yeah.
And I literally, what did I do? I brought my camera around with me everywhere, and I went shopping, and I was like, hey, I just bought chicken, and, like, I bought something. that, like, I bought food at the supermarket. Okay, bye. And then I
Right.
was like, cleaning my room, and I really don't know where to start. And I pointed the camera at the ground, and I was like, oh god, I can't show this on YouTube. This is like just too disgusting. It was just so bad. So I thought there's no way I could have the charisma and like the drive to make those sort of videos. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the same thing we're getting from the comments, is that like people are really into them, but how do you build them?
What do you do with them? How do
Yeah,
they work?
yeah, and I mean it's the same thing for me. Like I've thought about it, and actually originally that's where I got the name Chari no Seikatsu from. Is it was supposed to be Charlie's daily
Oh,
life,
so
right?
doing like a daily sort of life thing.
Yeah, but then I very quickly discovered that I was be like, okay, well today I'm walking to work and I'm gonna go teach some kids, and then I'd be walking home from work in the dark and be like, yeah, it's dark out here in the Naka. Oh, I just fell in a rice paddy. Occasionally,
How is that for you anyway? How's like falling in the rice paddies going?
it hasn't happened in a little while. I'm a little more careful, but like, because I mean, the thing is, I do it to myself because a lot of times I'm like, okay, I can take the route I take home every night, or I can sort of just walk that way and see what it looks like at night. And I really like getting lost a lot.
Yeah.
So that's part of the problem too. But yeah, I mean, it's a good 2 foot drop
Oh god.
right to the rice paddy, and it's muddy and it's freezing and it smells.
Oh
So like,
no. That's
it's
pleasant.
just yeah. I mean, I always chuckle to myself when it happens, and I'm thankful that nobody's around that late in the Inaka to see it, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not it's not that fun. It's certainly not that fun. But
I can imagine it would be. It's like that'd be the equivalent of like falling in a deep patch of snow here. The amount of times I've done it, it's just not pleasant. Your foot gets soaked, and then your socks get soaked, and then your feet start freezing, and you get frostbite, and all bad things happen.
and then there's bears with well sculpted buttocks you have to worry about.
I guess in the winter you don't have to worry about them so much, so I'm safe at the moment.
Oh yeah, the whole hibernation thing, right?
It's like poke one and wake it up.
That's a thing.
Wake up, guys! Mm.
All right, so this is the time in the vlog now that we're sort of towards the latter half of it, where I want to try out something new that I've been talking about for a while, so I'm kind of excited. So I didn't tell you this, but the whole idea was that wanted to start making the stream more like a late show type thing. And Craig Ferguson's Late Late Show is like a big inspiration. And towards the end of it, he gives his guest a choice of games. But I'm not going to give you a choice. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it to the people. You'll leave it to the people. So, guys in the comments, what we're going to do is there are three games I'm going to give you the choice of playing, or not. Yeah, you the choice of us playing. The first is one-word anecdote. So give each of us a word, and we can sort of choose, obviously, because hopefully there'll be more than one coming in for each of us. And we have to tell like a true story that's related to that word somehow. And please refrain from nipples. I mean, we've already gone on nipples enough,
No nipples, please.
Yeah. The second choice is the 5-word spontaneity. Give us 5 words, and then we have to sort of riff on them, connecting them together with either a true story or a fake story that we just sort of make up as we go, hopefully making it funny. And then the last option is Rando Pictionary. So you guys pick a topic, and we will sort of try and draw around that topic to each other and see if we can guess what we're drawing. So give you guys a second here for the actual lag to pick up to the comments. And yeah, well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Might regret opening it up to the floor with this group for the words, to be honest.
Fine.
You need to do vlogs. People in the comments, pay attention. What are you doing? Yes, all right. We are caught up to the exhausted nipple story supply, so we're getting close. Day in my life soon. Lisa, I would look forward to watching that.
Yes. Do it.
I want to do like one of those Dear Me things.
Dear me. Oh,
Yeah,
to like your future self sort of thing?
Yeah, like to your younger self, I guess. But I don't
Well,
feel
my
like I'm
bad.
successful enough. And, like it
Uh,
would it would be like, dear me, things really aren't going to get all that much more interesting from here on out. So
just deal with it.
yeah, I mean, if you don't really feel like trying, I mean,
Yourself. Well, you're in Japan. I mean, that's interesting enough.
yeah, no, that is awesome. That is awesome. Charlie, regret
That's good.
nothing. I will do my best. Of course, nipples was going to
No
be the
more
first topic.
nipples. No.
All right, Travis. Travis, I would give you the topics again, but you can literally go back like the 30 seconds and hear the games.
Just rewind a little bit. Come on.
One word, and here, I'll type it out in the chat.
All right.
Have to tell a related true story. 5 word spontaneity.
Naomi, Tony Abbott is not. I don't know how he's wrecking the internet, but I guess the whole copper cables thing.
Australian internet sounds just hellish.
It's terrible, man. Like, no, just no. I found the internet here so much better, so I'm just sad that I have to part with my little Wi-Fi thingy soon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Lisa actually, she has one of those too. Those things seem ridiculously freaking convenient.
They're so convenient. I haven't even needed a phone. Like, so I've been living and like using like going to school and everything and doing whatever I need to, all without a phone. So I just use the internet and use Line to contact my friends and stuff because I'm not working, so super easy.
Ah, yes, you're completely devoted to being a badass at Japanese.
Essentially, but I'm not a badass at Japanese, so that's where that's wrong.
I mean, you've got to be pretty close.
No, no, no.
All right,
Tests,
so we
no, no Pictionary.
okay, so we have so far 2 votes for one word anecdote and 1 for Pictionary. Yeah, I gotta say I'm not really feeling the Pictionary, but we'll see.
Not a good draw. Test just wants me to do inappropriate things.
Fair enough.
I know she's planning it.
All right, well we'll give you guys a few more seconds here to put in your vote here. We have 2 for one word anecdote. Yeah, 3 for one word anecdote.
Looking like we're seeing a sort of tilt in the. Oh, Naomi, no!
No, 2 for
Naomi,
Pictionary.
no! What are
No,
you
right.
doing?
We're 3-2. We're 3-2 right now.
Still, we're in favor of one word anecdote. No tests.
Give you till
No.
10:52, which is
Yeah.
either like 20 seconds or a minute. I don't know,
How long?
but it's getting close. Come on, one word anecdote, blah blah blah.
No tests. I haven't prepared anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
But then they're gonna be like really awkward words too, so I don't think it's like we're getting off the hook, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel like either way we're kind of both screwed, so.
Yes. Yeah, we just got a 4th for one word anecdote. And it's almost 10:52. Hopefully, yeah, and a 5th. Okay. And a 6th. Okay, so yeah, one word anecdote. It's not 10:52. Voting is closed, people. Stop voting. Okay, now now we need you to give us the word. And the way it'll work with a word is we can just pick and choose. We can each pick one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nonbiri's given us natto.
Thanks.
Dude, Jericho, no. Natto, do you have anything? Or am I meant to do this?
I don't know that I have anything yet. Yeah, we can do like another time limit thing. We can say give to like 10:53. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we have 3 votes for Natto, 2 for Dix. Roz, behave yourself.
Please. Keep it PG.
Okay, we have a lot. Yeah, Natto and Dix is looking what it's going to be. So I'll let you choose.
Me?
I'll let you choose which of those 2 you would like to do, and then I will graciously accept the other.
I'm just sitting here crying. What is happening? The internet. Natto and Dix. At the same time? Like, what's going on with Natto and Dix? Like, is that... How? I don't
I
want to
feel
know.
like there's only one way that story goes, to be honest.
Bin juice. Oh goodness.
Ross. All right,
Oh goodness.
give you guys a few
Um,
more seconds here, and then we'll close off the voting.
I am wishy-washy, so please feel free to choose for me. Relaxing
Um,
sandwich.
do I have? I don't know if I have a Nato story, but I also don't know that I. Do I have any dick stories? I'm sure I
If
have
you
to,
do,
right?
are they simple? Wet food.
Uh, bide time, bide time, bide time.
Relaxing sandwich.
Lucas, you're missing some Nato and dick stories. Most delicious stories. Or something. Yeah, I went there. So, well, here's the question. Do you have any Nato stories?
I wouldn't say any interesting ones. I like natto, so call me weird, judge me. I don't care. I like natto.
Okay, well maybe we can just both pick the same word.
Sure.
Yeah, alright, well Travis, if you want an awkward story, I guess I'm gonna have to go with a dick story.
Dick's is awkward enough, so any dick story has got to be awkward.
Yes. Would you care to go first?
In a, are you asking me to tell a dick story?
No, I'm asking you to tell either a Nato or a dick story.
Good lord. Okay. Um. I really. My natto story wouldn't even be interesting. I tried natto for the first time in Australia, and I liked it. I guess I could explain the relaxing sandwich that is kind of revolving here in the thread from Naomi and Tess. Naomi and Tess, Nomifest and Mujus were both in my my Japanese class in Australia. So we had this kind of running joke of the relaxing sandwich. And when we first came to Japan, we thought sandwiches were kind of different. And Naomi could probably tell the story better than me, as she's like the creator of the relaxing sandwich. But so we were at the airport, I think, and yeah, she said that the sandwich is so relaxing. It's a relaxing sandwich or something like that because there was no crusts. It was super soft and yeah, just it was a relaxing sandwich, and that's where everything began.
Fair enough. Alright then.
That's all
Relaxing
I have, really.
sandwich. You heard it here, folks. We got the scoop. We got the scoop on the relaxing sandwich.
Like sandwiches with strawberry and like cream in them, I've never heard of before, and they were just so relaxing.
I mean, yeah, I mean they're pretty delicious.
They're just soft and fluffy, and yeah.
You know what's a super relaxing sandwich? Is
What is?
those like rounds that are just they either have banana cream or peanut cream in them.
Whoa,
It's,
I've never tried those, but I
yeah,
will look for them.
you should. It's like the super sticky Japanese white bread with one of those things in them, and they're freaking amazing.
Mm,
That's what I used to eat when I was at Japanese uni. I'd buy them and I'd go and sit underneath the tree and get stared at as people rounded the corner. That gaijin sitting under the tree like a zebra. Lovely zebra.
oh my goodness. Do you have any other awkward stories?
Well,
Awkward story.
I'm expected to tell an awkward story, aren't I? So, don't really have an awkward natto story. And I have to tell you that I feel like an awkward natto story would have to like involve some kind of awkward sexual act. Um, and natto should never be involved in
No,
bedroom
not.
affairs for me. But let's see, awkward dick stories. Okay, I think the most awkward story I have to tell is I was 19 years old, 19 or 20 maybe. I was at my friend's house back in New York, and it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and just 3 of us were like, "Hey, one of us should definitely put on this pink kimono, like his mom's kimono or something like that. Should definitely just put this on and then drop it halfway when you're running on like this really busy highway, and then just sort of run." And of course I'm freezing and whatever, and I'm going and I do it. And the thing drops into a puddle, by the way, which got me into a shit ton of trouble with this person's mom the next day.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but the moral of the story is that there's no moral. There's no moral at all. I'm lying to you. But so I ended up, of course, getting pulled over by a cop. who was like, you know, what the hell are you doing out here? And in my drunkenness, instead of you know, standing like far away from the car and like covering myself and being modest and being kind of respectful to the officer, who knew who I was, by the way, small town.
All the
I'm standing just close enough to the car where my bits can touch the door. And so the officer keeps like looking down awkwardly, like, why are you doing this? Like, you know, looking up and down as he's like scolding me. And anyway, I end up being let go because my uncle, who's the chief in my hometown, like knows this guy, they're friends and whatever, so he lets me go. But then I think I was called something like shrivel dick or something for quite a while because I was freezing and I'm leaning against the cop's metal freezing cold door, and that is my
that is worse.
yeah, that is my that is my dick story.
Slow clap, yeah. Brilliant. It's way better than my relaxing sandwich story. I wish I had something awkward and funny. What have I done awkward lately? Oh, everything. My life is awkward. I'm just an awkward human being.
Nato was a face mask. Is that a thing?
I don't know, Naomi, but I wouldn't... would it even... Nah, it would just be sticky and disgusting. Like, oh, I can't even imagine having that on my face.
Yeah, that'd be,
Not pleasant.
yeah. Yeah. See, the thing is, natto, I think it tastes pretty good. Like, to me, it tastes like a really, really strong blue cheese. But it's just...
Yeah, it's kind of like... It reminds me of, like, the Japanese equivalent of Vegemite, because there's a lot of Japanese people who really like it, and then there's a lot of Japanese people who don't like it. And then there's a lot of Australians who like Vegemite, but there's not a lot of... Then there's a lot of Australians who don't like it as well. So I feel like they're the same in that way. So I kind of like... I don't know, I just really liked it when I tried it.
Yeah, that's good though. I think I keep trying to like it, but it's like the Jesus, dick clap. It's the chunky mucus consistency that really puts me off, I guess. So.
Yeah. The kind of that's a fap. Oh my god.
There that is.
It came out finally. Oh. Yeah, I kind of with the kind of beanie consistency. I don't know. I'm not a fan of like lentils or anything like that, but natto is kind of okay, I guess.
That's
in
fair.
that consistency, I don't find it that bad.
All right, well, people, we're going to open the floor to you. Are there any questions you would like to ask the wonderful Chokochi/Jess before we end the stream? Look at her. She's waving and...
Ask anything.
Give me questions.
Yay. Question. Oh my god.
What is happening?
Vegemite is a face mask. I feel like that would kind of help. It's got like vitamin B in it or something, B12 or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it says on the bottle, like, chock full of B. I have a bottle of Vegemite out in my kitchen, actually.
Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, it's sent to me by Sean Bro, who's not in the comments anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw your post about it or something you unboxed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, plus butter and toast. I was surprised by how much I liked it.
It's delicious. Some people also like to put cheese on it as well, and it makes it a lot more like easier to eat, but you'd be surprised. It doesn't sound appealing, but it is. Toast, butter, Vegemite, cheese, good.
I can see it being good because like it reminds me of like if somebody were to boil down like beer, that's what it would taste like. I feel like it tastes because it's what is it? It's like spreadable yeast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's essentially so it's like the leftovers of the yeast from beer and stuff like that, just kind of like condensed down, I guess.
Right. So if beer plus cheese equals win, then why not Vegemite plus cheese? Yeah. Oh, we've got a question.
I think Tess needs milk. You can come up and get some after the live stream. She literally lives in the apartment below me, so we're always like at each other's houses and stuff. Do you need milk? Tell me.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon?
Yes.
I love the Eevees. That's just me. Maybe I'm a basic bitch, but they're just so cute. I can't.
Yeah. No, Eevees are fantastic.
Why Sapporo do Jericho? I first before okay, I did go to Tokyo first in the sense that I stayed one night in between coming because of course when you go from Melbourne to Sapporo you have to kind of stay unless you can get a particular like a special flight. You have to stay one night in Tokyo and then fly out the next day. Otherwise, your flights kind of like overlap and you can't get there on the same day. It takes too long. But so I kind of first went to Japan, and I went to Sapporo before Tokyo. So that was kind of like the first sort of look I ever got of Japan, and I had such a good time in Sapporo, and I have friends here, and yeah, I guess I really liked the atmosphere here more than I did. Well, of course, I liked the atmosphere in Kyoto and Osaka when I went there after I finished at the end of my study tour in Sapporo. We went sort of for 2 to 3 days in Osaka and Kyoto, and just sort of like went sightseeing and things like that. And so I liked the atmosphere there, but I thought I could only really see myself living in Sapporo, and I'd only spent I spent most of my time in Hokkaido, in a country town outside of Sapporo. So I really loved the country town, and I felt like the city was really chilled as well. So that's why I decided to come here, because I have friends here, and yeah, it was my first sort of place that I ever came to, and I was like, I just fell in love with the city. So yeah, that's it really.
Another question from NamiFest.
Naomi, do you plan to live in other regions of Japan? If the chance arises, I guess. I was considering moving to Tokyo because I found a sort of translation and interpretation course there. But of course, they only take Japanese students and other international students that don't speak English, so I couldn't go there. But I was considering it. Yeah, I know, I don't get it either. Your confused look like tells me everything. Um, But so I considered moving to Tokyo for a while, and although I'm not a big fan of big crowds and things like that. I really love the countryside and naturey places, which is kind of why I chose Hokkaido. But yeah.
I mean, why go to Tokyo? There's really cool YouTubers there. There's things to do always. I mean, it doesn't sound that great.
Yeah, I mean, like as much as I don't hate city life, like I enjoy going to Tokyo as more of a holiday rather than to live there. And I don't want to I'm not hating on Tokyo, of course. Like I like it as a city, but I just wouldn't live there personally. I like some sort of lifestyle better. It's fairly quiet. Like I always know the ladies at the supermarket because they're always the same people who I go to the register and things like that. Like I feel like I can really talk to the locals here, and yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's the exact same. It's the exact same for me, so I can relate for sure. All right, Roz. Roz is what we'll say is the last question of the stream, I guess.
Okay. What do you miss the most from Oz besides family and friends? That would be, what would that be? My cat. I guess my cat counts as my family, but to be honest, maybe the foods that I can't get here that I can get back home, I guess. I'm a real like food lover, and so I've tried to be able to make things that I could eat in Australia here, but it doesn't really turn out the same. The flavors are different. It's and I feel like even when I go back, I'm gonna miss Japanese food a lot, like traditional Japanese food that I can get at restaurants here and things like that. So I think it kind of goes both ways with missing things from either country, wherever you are. Like you're gonna miss something from that other place that you're in.
Right. Yeah.
Why does Charlie want to destroy Bernie?
I don't actually want to destroy Bernie. I just I was just trying to think of interesting Easter eggs to toss in that video. And actually, I felt bad about it, and I messaged Bernie. I'm like, listen, there's going to be a sign about wanting to destroy you. And I just want you to know I don't actually want to destroy you, so I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, enrichment. We can squeeze in one more question if you have one for Jess here.
Oh, yeah, sure. I have time. I don't have to be anywhere. It's late at night. I'm just in my house anyway.
Waiting for people to come and steal your milk.
Yes. Tess will inevitably come and steal my milk, so.
Do a
Do a
Yakuza.
impersonation. Oh my god.
Are they talking to you or to me? I'm gonna assume it's for you.
Okay, done.
Nicely done.
My boyfriend kind of enjoys it when he always gets a good laugh out of that. Like when I do the rolling of the tongue because he can't do it. So when I do kra or something like that, and or something like that, he's like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, he likes that. He thinks it's hilarious. Like, I'm like, oh god, I'm a mess. Like,
Baron,
were you,
sorry.
were you speaking much English on a daily basis? And if not, do you think your language learning benefited from that? I had, well, to be honest, when I moved here, Tess also moved here at the same time, Mujus. So whenever we were always together from the very beginning, and like even when we went and made our Wi-Fi contracts, we were together. When we signed the lease for our apartments, we were together. We did everything together, and so we spoke English a lot. And I feel like it didn't have any serious impact on my language learning because I was still using it outside of that, like in class and for other sorts of like daily life as well, like when I went to a restaurant or something like that, or when I met people out and about. If I went out for like a night on the town with my friends, we'd always meet people and people would be like, "Hey, you speak Japanese? Cool!" So I'd be able to practice in school and outside and things like that. So I feel like it didn't affect my learning, and I feel like keeping up with English helped a lot because, as you can see, I'm not as like articulate as I probably was when I first came here, and I feel like if I hadn't spoken the whole time, I'd have a lot more trouble transitioning between languages, because now I feel like I can transition pretty quickly. So I feel like it really helped a lot having someone to talk to, like a good friend that I could talk to whenever I felt like I'm so tired of Japanese, or like I can't speak so much. I've spoken so much today. I'm really tired. I just need an English break or something like that. So I felt like it was really beneficial to like keep both languages up.
Yeah.
Sorry, ranting.
No, please. It is good to have somebody who can talk on the show for sure.
I talk lots. I talk too much. Tell me if I talk too much.
No. It's better than me talking too much. Believe me, these people will tell you. If they could throw
really?
through the screen at me, it would happen. It would happen.
No! Now I'd put up a shield.
I appreciate that. Shield. Batman. Okay. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the stream tonight. Jess, thank you so much for coming on. You're a really awesome guest. And
thank you very much for inviting me. I was really honored because no one's ever really reached out to me in the JVlog community, and recently like Hiko started talking to me sometimes, and like you started talking to me, and other JVloggers have started talking to me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm being accepted. So it's like it's really exciting for me to like finally get these chances to meet more people and start like seeing what experiences other people are having in Japan as well. And yeah, so thank you very much.
Well, I
really appreciate it.
And I'm equally honored because, to be honest, the streams for the most part have been me like inviting people on who are like my friends. So it, to like an extent, there's like a bit of guilt there. Like if I invite them, you know, like maybe they
that's silly.
I don't know, but I was really nervous to start asking people like you, and I asked Kanto Kitsune for next week. So I'm really happy you said yes, and I appreciate it. And I hope we can do it again. Truly.
Oh, yes, I would love that. That would be so much fun. Oh, I can't hear you. Your audio is gone.
Is it?
Okay, now it's good. Okay.
Sorry about that. But yeah, guys, thank you all of you in the comments for coming and checking this out, and for making Jess, I hope, feel very welcome here.
I feel very welcome. I was yes, thank you.
nipple comments and all.
The nipples are fine. Nipples are fine. I accept you all for who you are. You nipple loving.
But yeah, thank you guys. We will be back next week. I'm not sure who's going to be the guest next week, but I'll let you know soon. And please check out Chokochi's channel. There's a lot of awesome stuff there to be seen. And we'll see you guys next week.
And if you
Cheers.
don't mind me saying,
Yeah.
everybody who's come to see me from my channel and who maybe isn't subscribed to Charlie, please give Charlie some love because he was like kind enough to accept me and bring me onto this like live stream, and I'm very honored. So please give Charlie a subscribe and a like and check out his videos and a love. Like, give some love. He deserves it. He's
Thank
trying
you.
really hard, doing awesome stuff every week. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, guys, we'll see you soon.
bye.
Bye. And I'll